Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert divorce has no final.
So close to you.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck all that. We straight.
When Iman Shumpert first laid eyes on Teyana Taylor, it felt like the universe had lined up everything just right. He was the smooth NBA star known for his flashy moves on the court and easygoing smile, while she was the firecracker of R&B, all confidence and edge. Together, they seemed unstoppable, the kind of couple that makes fans believe in fairy tales. Back then, no one, not even their closest friends, could have guessed that years later, Iman would look back and wish he'd never walked down the key aisle with her. People still remember their wedding like it was yesterday. The over-the-top celebration, the matching outfits, the intimate reality show that pulled the curtain back on their so-called perfect life. To the public, they were the dream. Young, black, successful, stylish, and so damn relatable. Social media ate them up. Every interview was a headline, every photo an instant trend. But behind those grins and those red carpet kisses, there were cracks slowly spreading through the walls of their castle. At first, the signs were small. Little arguments that friends brushed off as normal couple stuff. Teyana, always on the grind, would fly out for music videos or acting gigs while Iman stayed back, juggling his NBA schedule and trying to keep up with her growing ambitions. He loved her big dreams. That's what made her so magnetic in the first place. But it stung him deep down to feel like he was slipping into the background of her spotlight. He'd hear it in whispers at parties. People calling him Mr. Taylor instead of by his own name. The joke stung more than he let on. When he won a championship ring with the Cavaliers, he thought it would remind the world who he was. But the headlines barely stayed on him before they jumped back to Teyana's next album or steamy photo shoots. He laughed it off publicly, but late at night, it ate at him. He was the athlete, the breadwinner at first, yet suddenly he felt like a prop in her story. As their fame grew, so did the rumors. Some said Iman partied too hard. Others whispered that Teyana was a control freak, always wanting to know where he was, who he was with. Their reality show, which once looked like couple goals, became a microscope for the public to dissect every awkward pause and side-eye. Fans clipped scenes of Teyana scolding him for small things and posted them with captions like, "He's just there for decoration." He'd laugh at these clips to hide the sting, but in private, he started to feel trapped. Close friends say he confided that Teyana's hustle didn't leave room for his dreams anymore. He didn't just want to be her arm candy. He wanted to be seen, respected, heard. But every time he brought it up, it turned into an argument about how she worked so hard for everything they had. It was like there was no space for both of them to shine. Money, too, turned sour. They lived big. Cars, designer clothes, extravagant trips. But whispers say it was mostly his NBA money funding that empire in the beginning. He didn't mind. She was his wife, his queen. But he started noticing how quickly the spending grew when Teyana wanted to push her brand, her music, her fashion, collabs. He wondered if he was just the wallet behind her brand. That thought ate at him on the nights he lay awake staring at the ceiling while she was on tour in another city. It wasn't all fights and suspicion, though. They had beautiful moments. Their daughter was the glue that kept them trying. He loved being a dad more than anything. He thought having a family would calm the chaos and bring them closer. But instead, it seemed to give Teyana more of a reason to push harder. She'd say, "I'm doing this for our future, for our baby." And he couldn't argue with that without feeling like the bad guy. Behind the scenes, friends say the couple barely spoke some days. They'd show up at events together, kiss for the cameras, then go home and sleep in silence. Iman started spending more nights out with old teammates. Rumors of flings swirled around him, some true, some just tabloid gossip. But each one made Teyana more controlling. The more she tried to hold on, the more he pulled away. Eventually, it was like everyone was waiting for the bomb to drop. And it did. One quiet night, news broke that they had called it quits. At first, Teyana's team framed it as a mutual decision, two grown folks realizing they'd outgrown each other. But Iman, hurt and bitter, let out little hints that he felt used. He didn't drop a tell-all interview, at least not yet. But he told people close to him, "Man, she never really needed me. She needed the story." He didn't say it for pity. He said it because he felt stupid. He'd given her a beautiful wedding, a reality show, the father of her child, and steady fame that she leveraged perfectly. But when it suited her, she didn't fight to save the marriage. She walked away like she'd just closed a business deal that had run its course. It didn't help that right after the split, Teyana seemed unbothered. She dropped thirst traps online, appeared at parties with industry insiders, rumored new flings that had people talking. Meanwhile, Iman tried to pick up his pieces. He tried his hand at dancing shows, acting gigs, anything to remind people he was more than just her ex-husband. But the tag stuck. Teyana's ex. No matter what he did, what cut deepest was family getting dragged in. Iman's mom, fiercely protective, didn't hold back. She called Teyana fake, a social climber, someone who only loved herself. Fans were split. Some dragged Mama Shumpert for disrespecting Teyana, others praised her for saying what they'd suspected all along. It got ugly online. Old videos of Teyana joking about training Iman to be the perfect man resurfaced, with people saying she treated him like a pet. Throughout all the chaos, Iman kept his public image clean. No long captions, no interviews, no impulsive rants, just silence. But behind the scenes, insiders say he's had enough. Enough of being the one who protects her image while quietly carrying the weight of their failed relationship. Enough of being painted as the problem while she plays the unbothered queen. Word is, he's done being the gentleman who takes the fall. Those close to him say he's now seriously considering a tell-all, maybe a book deal, maybe an exclusive sit-down interview. Not for revenge, not to tear her down, but to finally speak his truth. To reclaim a narrative he feels was stolen from him. Still, one thing hasn't changed. He shows up for his daughter. That, he says, is the only role he'll never walk away from. Fatherhood is the one part of this entire journey he doesn't regret. But co-parenting with Teyana? That's reportedly become icy at best. The two may still smile in public when the cameras flash or when they have to be civil at events, but behind closed doors, it's all business, cold, controlled, strictly about their child. Gone are the days of posting throwback photos or pretending. They're still best friends. That chapter is closed, for good. Fans haven't stopped dissecting it all. The debates rage on. Was Iman naive, or was Teyana just that skilled at playing the long game? Some say he should have seen it coming. After all, she's always been driven, always reaching for the next level. Others argue that no man deserves to feel like a placeholder while someone else builds their brand on his back. That feeling of being needed until you're no longer useful, it hits hard. And the internet? They're addicted to the drama. Every cryptic tweet, every sharp lyric, every side-eye during an interview becomes content. Speculation fuels engagement, and engagement fuels perception. Whether the truth lies fully with Iman, with Teyana, or somewhere in the messy middle, one thing is clear. This story is far from over, and everyone's watching, waiting for the next move. Rumors are heating up that Teyana is plotting a serious comeback. Word is she's back in the studio, lining up new acting gigs, and even entertaining offers for a reality show that would finally let her control the narrative. And let's be honest, people will watch, because love, betrayal, and redemption, it sells every time. No matter how messy the headlines, in the end, maybe the saddest part of it all is how something that once looked like love, real, deep, promising, was slowly chipped away by ego, expectation, and the spotlight. What started with matching outfits, red carpet kisses, and gushing, interviews became another cautionary tale. Maybe they both wanted too much, too soon. Maybe they were too young to handle a love that size under the pressure of fame. Or maybe, just maybe, one of them always saw it as a stepping stone, not a forever home. Because let's be honest, fame changes people. Not always in loud, obvious ways. Sometimes in subtle shifts, like smiles that feel staged, like support that feels rehearsed. And in their case, it seems like love got drowned out by image management, ambition, and a little too much silence when honesty was needed most. Still, the internet refuses to let it die. Fans are deep in the trenches, Team Iman, Team Teyana, and even Team They Were Both Toxic. Old interview clips are being reposted, cryptic tweets are being decoded like national secrets. Everyone has an opinion, and everyone's convinced they know the real story. Meanwhile, Iman is doing his best to shed the label of Teyana's ex, trying to reclaim his own space, trying to heal in peace, trying to be a present father without living in her shadow. And Teyana? She's out here looking flawless, moving, through rooms like she owns them, dancing in the very spotlight she always knew how to command. Whether she's hurting or healing, only she knows. But to the world, she looks unbothered, unapologetic, unshaken. So here we are, another celebrity love story reduced to comments, clips, and conspiracy theories. But the real question still stands. Was Iman just another chapter in Teyana's rise to the top? Or was he a man who ignored every warning sign because he wanted to believe in the fairy tale? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like if you're here for the tea, and don't forget to subscribe, because this story, the final chapter hasn't dropped yet, and when it does, you already know. It's going to break the internet.